In this video, I'm sharing about how to create a manifesting routine that you will actually stick to and that will help you manifest what you want, even if you feel like you have no time to devote to doing manifesting practices, or if you've had a lot of trouble being consistent with your practices in the past. But first, if you are new here, then welcome. My name is Adrianne. I'm a manifesting coach and intuitive guide, and on my channel, we talk about getting into the flow and manifesting with ease. So if that is something that you're interested in, I invite you to click the subscribe button and turn on notifications so that you'll be the first to know when I publish new videos. So what I mean by a manifesting routine is basically one or more set of practices that you do on a regular basis that helps you shift your vibration into alignment with what you want to create so that it manifests. And these practices could be kind of general practices that just kind of overall raise your vibration and bring you into alignment with just creating overall positive outcomes in your life, or they could be targeted towards a really specific intention. So specific practices that you're doing to manifest changes in your financial reality, or to manifest a romantic relationship or a car or a house or some other specific intention like that. So why do we need a manifesting routine? Basically because we need something that will help support us in shifting our habitual thought habits and emotions, because it's a lot easier to just keep thinking and feeling and vibrating in the ways that we're already used to, and that's what's creating our current reality. And so if we want to create a different reality, we've got to change those habits. And so we need a routine, like a set of practices that we commit to over a span of time that helps us then create a new habit. And once the new habit kind of becomes our default, we may not have to even think about the routine. We may just start doing it automatically, but especially in the initial stages of creating those new habits, it's helpful to have a clear routine that we are sticking to that helps us really shift our vibration into alignment with what we want. And so that's why this can be a really key part of our conscious creation process. If you are currently having trouble sticking to a manifesting routine, I would invite you to check in with yourself, because one of the reasons why this can happen is that we haven't really proven to ourselves, or we don't fully yet believe in the power of conscious creation. And this is kind of like a catch-22, because it's like maybe we are interested in law of attraction, we're interested in manifesting, we read a lot of books, we watch a lot of videos, and we feel inspired by these ideas. But if we aren't fully putting them into practice, it means that a lot of times it means that we don't fully believe, because if we truly believed that we had the power to create whatever we wanted, and that changing our thoughts, changing our mindset, changing our habits would result in the manifestational changes that we really wanted in our lives, then nothing could stop us from making those changes. And so a lot of times that can be at the root cause, and it's kind of a catch-22, because it's like until you actually are willing to go all in with law of attraction or with manifesting and really apply the tools and apply the practices and see what happens, do that experiment, then you can't really prove to yourself that it works and that you really do have the power to change your reality or to create whatever you want. And so that's the invitation with the manifesting routine, is that you have to be willing to really go all in with it. And if you don't yet have the solid belief in your ability to manifest, this is something where you'll get the chance to prove it to yourself. And successful manifestors understand that. They know that in order to create what they want, they have to go all in. They have to really apply the tools in a consistent way in order to get substantial results with it. And so that's kind of the invitation with the routine. And in this video, we're going to talk about kind of what I think are some of the simplest and easiest ways to create a manifesting routine for yourself, even if you feel like you don't have a lot of time to devote to it, or even if you've had trouble kind of sticking to a routine in the past. So now I want to share with you 4 steps to creating a manifesting routine that you will stick to. Step 1 is to set an intention that really inspires you. And this is of course key, because if you don't have something that you're focused on manifesting that really calls to you, that you feel really lit up and inspired about, then it's going to be hard to want to stick with it over the time that it may take to shift your vibration in alignment with what you want. And so you really have to be honest with yourself and really let yourself tune in to what you truly want, regardless of what other people may want for you or their opinions about it or what you think society might want for you. You really have to be able to listen to your own heart, your own soul, your own inner wisdom about what you truly desire, because that's where the power is going to be and the inspiration is going to be. And then if you want to juice it up even more, once you have that clear sense of what you truly want, you can ask yourself the question of, why do I want this? To really get behind the inner motivation and the drive to create it and really tune into that. If you do both of those things, if you find something that you truly feel a lot of passion and enthusiasm and desire for, and then you also tune into all of the reasons why you want to create it, you're going to have a really strong and powerful desire that will help not only motivate you and inspire you to commit and stick to a manifesting routine, but also you will have tuned in to the powerful energy of desire, which in itself is a strong part of what can magnetize a new result to you much more quickly and easily. And then step number 2 is to have a clear, simple, doable strategy. And so basically by strategy, I think that there are kind of 2 key parts to a manifesting strategy. First, you need practices or a practice that will help you activate the vibration of your intention, is what I would say. So something that like creative visualization or affirmations or scripting that helps you start to practice the vibration of what you want. So to feel it and to vibrate it and to start to train yourself into normalizing that vibration for you, so it feels more normal, it feels more like something that's already in your reality, so that you can more easily manifest it. So that's like the first part of the strategy, is some kind of practice or practices that help you do that. And then the second part of the strategy is releasing resistance. You need some kind of tool or technique or practices that help you to identify and release the resistance that inevitably comes up when we're wanting to create something new. So any of the limiting beliefs or the negative thoughts or the challenging circumstances that may pop up along the way to manifesting what you want. So kind of getting a sense of what you're going to use for those 2 aspects of your manifesting strategy is the first part of this. And there are a lot of options and different tools for how to approach that. I've covered some of them on this channel. Like I've gone over scripting. That can be a great way to practice vibration activation. Recently, I did a video on focus wheel. That's a great tool for releasing resistance. So I'll link both of those in the description box of this video. But yeah, there are lots of practices out there for both of those areas. The other thing is, when you're kind of deciding upon your manifesting routine, you want to make sure that you don't get too over ambitious with it and you make it kind of simple and doable for yourself. A lot of times, especially if we've done step 1 and we have an intention that we feel really inspired by and really excited about, then we may want to just throw like every manifesting tool in our toolkit at the intention. And usually that kind of can lead to burnout, or can lead to, like, it can be hard to sustain that level of momentum or of focus for the duration of what it will take to manifest the intention. We want to think about it as more of a marathon instead of a sprint, and kind of think about what are some practices that you could do on a daily basis or on a regular basis that maybe wouldn't take too much time, and that also are things that you're going to really enjoy and that you can integrate easily into your existing life, whatever amount of time you may or may not have available for devoting to manifesting routine. I like to think about what are some practices that I can do during my net time, or like no extra time. So for example, like when I am walking somewhere, or maybe cleaning the house, or like driving around town or something, sometimes I will think of, practices for a manifesting routine that I could do during those times. And it could be something as simple as like, okay, when I'm walking around, I'm going to list 10 reasons why I believe my intention will manifest, or why I believe in my ability to manifest my intention. Or like while I am waiting in line for something, or like while I am maybe cleaning or doing something that uses low mental focus, I'm going to take that time to activate the vibration of my desire. I'm going to imagine, what it's like to have the desire, or I'm going to imagine that I'm the person that already has manifested the intention, and going to try to get into that feeling, like get into how would I stand if I'm that person? How would I move if I am that person? So just thinking of simple things, like even just one or two to start, that are little practices that you can integrate into your pre-existing routine. And so that naturally brings me into step 3, which is to create effortless habits. And part of what I mean by that is like what I was just talking about. You can think about if you feel that you have no extra time in your schedule to devote to manifesting practices, how can you layer on a manifesting practice into something that you're already doing? That's really helpful. The other thing that is super helpful is how can you link a manifesting practice onto a habit that you already have? So like, for example, every day as part of my manifesting routine, I do 15 minutes of a breathing meditation. And so I have linked that right after I wake up in the morning. So I'm just in the habit of, okay, after I wake up, I immediately do my meditation routine. And that one's easy because it's like every morning I'm going to wake up. And so I'm going to be triggered then into my meditation routine. Another one that I have is when I am riding the Max, the train that I take in to work regularly, I will, as soon as I sit down on the Max, open my phone and do a certain manifesting practice on my phone right there. And so it's like, I'm already in the habit of taking this train to work. And so I'm linking this manifesting habit on top of that. And that's helpful because it's like an anchor. It's like something that helps trigger me into doing the manifesting practice. So it doesn't come to the end of the day and I'm like, oh, I didn't do my manifesting practice. I forgot about it. It's like I'm immediately triggered into doing the manifesting habit by a habit that I already have. So that can be a really powerful way to make your manifesting routine effortless, is to link the practices to something that you're already naturally doing on a daily basis or on a regular basis. And then finally, step 4 is potentially the most important step, and that is that you want to make it fun. I mean, first of all, if it's not fun to do your manifesting practice, if you're doing it as kind of like a chore or as something that you're doing just to manifest what you want, then that's already going to make it a lot harder to stick with it, because if it's not really enjoyable, you're not going to be wanting to keep kind of sacrifice enjoyment just to do this practice unless you naturally have a lot of like self-discipline or something. And so you want to make sure whatever practices you're choosing are enjoyable and there's something that improves your life, not just in the future when you manifest whatever you want, but that really improve your life right now and that make you feel good right now. And obviously, when you feel good when you're doing your manifesting practice, that's going to be something that more easily puts you into alignment with what you want too, because that's putting you in a higher vibration and making you a match for these positive experiences, whatever they are, that you're wanting to manifest to flow in. And so really just focusing on the fun factor, the enjoyment factor is key. And another thing that you might consider that I really like doing that helps me kind of amp up the enjoyment factor is to keep an evidence log or a log of some of the signs or the positive shifts that I notice on the way to manifesting what I want. Because what can be a mistake that people can make sometimes when they're working on manifesting what they want is that they're only measuring whether the final end result has happened or not. They're not measuring and celebrating kind of all the little signs and all the little bits of progress that happen along the way. And so when you turn your focus to really noticing and recording and celebrating those little signs, then it can be a lot more inspiring and motivating to stick with the process and to just kind of enjoy the little incremental changes and progress that you make along the way, instead of just waiting until the end result manifests before you really let yourself celebrate and really enjoy what's happening. So I'd love to know if you have a solid manifesting routine or a set of like manifesting practices that you really enjoy doing, that you are able to stick to and that have been really helpful for you. You know, please share about your routine with us in the comments below. I'd love to hear about it. And also, especially if you have any tips about how you have been able to really stick with your routine, definitely share those with us too. So those are my tips and insights on developing a manifesting routine that you will more easily stick to. I hope you found that helpful, and thank you very much for watching this video today. If you enjoyed the video, I definitely recommend checking out this next video all about 10 signs manifestation is on its way. As I was just mentioning in step number 4, tracking the signs that your manifestation is on the way can be really fun, can be really inspiring, and this video will help you to spot those signs more easily. Thanks again for joining me today, and until next time, happy manifesting.